Welcome to this quick demo of the Post-it app. This app can be an excellent tool for leadership on the go. Let me show you how. This app works just like Post-it notes in the real world. It can capture or create sticky notes, and you can edit your Post-it notes and boards. You can organize your notes into groups and boards, and my favorite feature is that you can share your boards and Post-it notes with others. Let's create a Post-it note. I'm going to tap the Add Note at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to make myself a simple reminder. I can draw with my finger on the screen. I can undo that in the right bottom corner. But I can also type that I have an academic decathlon meeting next Tuesday. My favorite way is actually to dictate. And in the right top corner, I can add it to my notes. It will create a new group because I was not in any other group. I'm going to add my note in my to-do board. I'm going to tap and hold, and then I can just drag it over to my to-do items. I can combine the boards, and now my reminder is in my to-do items. It is still in its own group, but I do have this, it happens to be Tuesday, so I'm going to add it to my today items. Now my group A is empty. I'm going to tap and hold, and I'm going to remove that so I'm going to stay clean here. Another way to create a Post-it is to capture actual paper Post-it notes. Our academic decathlon team has been assigned a book to read, and we use Post-it notes to summarize each chapter. I can tap the camera icon and scan real Post-it notes. The app will even read your handwriting. I can scan and digitize any Post-it notes I have hanging around, and I can even scan a whole group of notes. I'm going to hold down the button for 2 seconds, and it captures the notes. I can now edit which notes I want to keep and which notes should not go in. For example, the one on the left isn't quite finished yet, so I will just say I don't want that one. And it will only create the other two that are finished. Interestingly enough, I didn't see this. It captured the whole for my camera. So I will need to edit that one. That's not a real note. So I'm simply just adding that out, and it has this cute little animation when it deletes a note. And we're going to create a new board. I have an untitled board that I could rename, but we can also just create a board from scratch with the Add Board button at the bottom. It says it's untitled, and now we'll give it a name. And now we have a new empty board. We can add a new note. Perhaps I want to add a note about chapter 1. And I can add it. Now this group A is not a very descriptive name. I'm going to change that name. I'm going to tap and hold, and I can change this to and now it's more meaningful. I have now a board for Solar Storms that has a single note in it, and I'm going to add the other 2 notes that I scanned. I'm going to tap and hold, move them over, and combine the 2. Now we can see Solar Storms has 3 notes in it and 2 groups, and perhaps we want to move our prologue note over, I tap and hold, and I can add it to the chapter summaries over here. And in Group A, I simply have a character description, so let's change that name. I can tap a note so I can move it. Let's restore order here. The prologue comes before chapter 1. Similarly, I can drag and hold a group and move it around or combine it with another group, which we're not going to do right now. As we have read along, we are coming across a couple more characters, and so I'm going to add a few more nodes to my group of characters here. I'm going to tap and hold for 2 seconds, and we have new people that we're going to add in our characters. I can move, tap and hold the Group A, and I can move it and combine it with the other characters. Combine the groups. If I hold the group name, tap and hold, I have options. I can delete the whole group, or I can edit its name. I can also change the layout of my post-it notes in the group. Once I create a little space, I can have them line up in different ways. One thing that bothers me here is that my first scan note is so big, so let's fix that. I can tap on the note to edit it, and the little squiggle in the bottom sends me to the editing screen. And I think it's just simply too big, so let's see what the size. Oh, it's 11 by 11, and the other notes are 3 by 3. Let's change that. Now it has cut out my text, which is not what I want. Let's go back to 11 by 11. And on the right bottom corner of my post-it note is a little thing that says scale to content, so I will not lose that text. Let's scale it now. And now we have a lovely 3 by 3 that matches my other notes in this group. Let's move this a little bit out of the way of my chapter summaries. And as you can see now, I have a very big board. Let's make that a little smaller so that we can get an idea of what's going on there. Perhaps I want to make sure that I can see all the notes. And now it is really nice to play around with the different layouts that it will create. I want to show you how we can edit individual notes in the Post-it app. Let's select Chapter 1. I double tap the note to zoom in. On the bottom right, you see a little squiggly, which is the button to edit this note. As you can see, we have different markers, and I may want to add a little markup. As soon as I select one of the markers, I can select the different tip size. Maybe I want to have a real fat marker here. For an underlining here, but maybe I just need a little bit. So it can become really artful. Another thing that bothers me is the color of my card here. So at the bottom left, you see a little square that's yellow, and when I tap it, we get a whole rainbow of colors here, and I want to have a very subtle color so it matches more my scanned notes that I have. On the very bottom left is a little square with an arrow where I can rotate the note by 90 degrees for each click. I can also type additional notes onto here if I need to, or edit my note. When you don't have regular size Post-its, you can also adjust your notes to different sizes. I had one that was way too big. I can make it smaller. Again, I want to make sure that it goes to size. I can make it back bigger. Or I can also have rectangular sizes if I need a little more space. Or I can have tall sizes like this. But let's go back to my traditional 3 by 3. For me, the most important feature of the Post-it is the sharing function. When we tap in our work board, We can see on the top right there's the rectangle with the arrow pointing up. That's the sharing button. This is a lightweight, small, and free app. It runs on most cell phones and tablets, and I can email or text a board to an individual or a group. I can choose from multiple formats. Let's look all the different choices we have. Let's say my team they all have the Post-it board app installed, then I can just select here and I can just email them a board to work on. I can also just save or copy it somewhere else. I can even airdrop it to people nearby. For other apps, if somebody has Lucid Spark or Trello or Miro, they can import the Post-it notes into their lists in those respective apps. We can also create a PDF document out of those boards, which is also helpful for presentations, or you can go directly into PowerPoint or an Excel. We can even export it to text files, so we can really copy and paste everything that's on the notes and work with that. And that's it. The Post-it app brings the simplicity of sticky notes to the digital world, making leadership, brainstorming, planning, and team collaborations smoother and more engaging. I see a lot of potential for hybrid meetings. Leave no Post-it behind. Thank you.